Hey, I am live, and I decided instead of being inside in front of that little cool toy thing, I was going to step outside. This is not a Fortnite action figure. This is not a vacation type of thing. This is actual legitimate news, and if I keep looking this way, I apologize. My camera's actually over that way, and so I keep looking at the screen. So I'm going to pull my information up here. We have been notified recently, on and off, that we're going to get a big War on Cobra update. And that's pretty exciting because truthfully the game has needed a little bit of refreshing here and there, and I've got a lot of information for you today. And so I know some of you people who follow me for the Fortnite stuff probably won't enjoy this nearly as much, but I do have a small dedicated following for the G.I. Joe War on Cobra mobile game, and so this is more for them. So if you don't want to watch this, that's all good. I probably won't be responding to any comments because I got a lot of information to get through. Actually, I will ask everyone, can you hear me all right? Because I would hate to do all this and discover like you couldn't actually hear me. So if you could send out a quick little chat saying, yes, we can hear you. Cool, yes, okay. All right, so I'm going to jump right into it. And then I'm going to be doing more live videos kind of while I'm here and while I'm gone. It's a little bit easier than filming a video, sitting down, editing it, and uploading it, and doing all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to throw out this information, and if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. If you don't, I have other videos for you to enjoy. So anyway, G.I. Joe War on Cobra update number 2. I actually have a ton of stuff on my iPad, if you can even see that. I've written out a script, so yeah. So I'm going to be looking down here and up, on and off. Anyway, the War on Cobra is changing. Are you ready? On July 16th, version 2.0 will be available, and nothing will be the same again. You've heard the saying, everything is changing. Well, in this case, that is true. So let's go over some of these changes. I'd like to have been able to insert some images of the game, but I'm just not able to at the moment. So I'd rather get this information out to everyone who wants to know about it than try to sit there and edit for days and days and days and just, whatever. So let's go over some of that stuff. First off, we will be getting a full base customization option. No longer will we be restricted to specific buildings at specific levels or even a max amount of specific buildings. We will now be able to place as many of the same type of buildings as we want. For most types of buildings, not every building, but most types of buildings, we can place as many as we want. The one catch is, and there's a helicopter going over by. The catch is there is an overall building cap for your base, and that number will increase as your base level increases. So the higher your base level, the more buildings you can place on your base. When you get new buildings from the store, it will go into a building inventory system instead of forcing you to automatically place the building on your base. It'll go into an inventory system, and then you can place it whenever you want to, anytime you want to. So that's really cool about the base customizations in the game. Another new addition, which is really pretty cool, is you can have multiple bases. So we'll now be able to get 2 additional bases per faction. Originally, we've had 1 G.I. Joe base, 1 Cobra base. Well, now we'll have a total of 3 G.I. Joe bases and 3 Cobra bases. They're not playable. They're not all active. We will have 1 active base and 2 more to kind of play with. We can kind of do some designing, kind of lay it out however we want to, and then we can change that up as we go. I better refer to my notes because I will go sideways on this. So anyway, each base can have its own unique layout, and only 1 base can be active in player versus player mode at a time, and you can change the active base whenever you want to. You can change it on a whim. No longer will we be able to load up somebody's base and know exactly what to expect, because in the past, we could click on someone, some player that we know, and say, oh, I know exactly what that person's base is going to be like. I know exactly how to fight it and destroy it. No longer. We load up somebody, it could be 1 of 3 possible bases, and we're even going to get to the player versus player. There's some changes to player versus player even, just a little bit. Now, edit mode is something new. Most of us have wanted this, and now we're gonna get it. So you can build your base out and test it yourself with your own units. If you find a weakness, fix it before somebody attacks. So, edit mode, that's really cool. We can test our own base, and I think my hat's slightly crooked. That's what I get for looking at myself. I usually don't. Here's a big one. I've got a huge section here, and that's about combat. How we fight, how we attack, all sorts of things. Alrighty, so you think you know how your units work now, what their attack is, what their HP is, and what their defense is. No longer. Every unit, building, and command has been looked at and realigned. It's been changed. Balanced, I guess, if you will. Just changed. Where was I? Are you a ground pounder? Are you an air fighter? Do you avoid the water units? I usually don't do a lot with water. I usually avoid the water units. So, is that how you play? Ground pound or air fight, or just don't play in the water? With the extensive changes made to units and player versus player, you may find yourself making up a new team for each and every battle comprised of air, land, and sea units. So going forward, you just might need to have a team that's got all of those components. You don't know. Do you have questions about specific stats? Are there things you want to know about your units? How much damage does Baroness really do in the Hiss tank? This new design gives us access to a lot more stats and information than ever before. So we're going to know numbers, we're going to know information and so forth. That's really pretty cool. Remember those days when you could knock out a few missile turrets and then take a base with only your helicopters? Well, those days they're gone. They are definitely gone. The missile turret range will be shrinking, and defender units and buildings will now be able to fire on air units. Not only that, they will be able to do some heavier damage than ever before. So, more things will be gunning for your helicopters than just the missile turrets. Maybe you are someone who has avoided water units because all they do is die fast, or they don't do much damage. It seems like my water units, and they're pretty good at high level, they die. They just get knocked out really fast. The whale sticks around probably the longest. Well, our bases, they are expanding. So we will have 50% more water we will have 50% more water to attack, build on, and defend. So our water area is expanding. We're gonna have a bigger area. More buildings can be added to water, and they will take less damage out there. So when you place that building out in the water, helicopter and ground units, when they attack those water units, they'll deal less damage, or the buildings will take less damage. How you want to do damage to those water buildings are with torpedoes. So torpedo damage has been upped to deal more damage to buildings placed in water. So essentially, your water units will deal more damage to water-based buildings. Kind of makes a little bit of sense. Your ground units will deal less damage to water-based buildings. I'm guessing, I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing the reverse is true, that maybe water units will deal less damage to ground buildings, while ground units will deal more damage. I don't know that one. That's a guess just based off of this reading here. So that's really cool. And keep an eye out. You might come across bases that have buildings in the water so far out that you can't even reach them with ground troops. Because there are some right on the edge of that map that, like your Steel Battalion, your Cobra Troopers, they cannot reach out there. And so keep that in mind. You may come across something where you have to use air units and you may have to use water units and throw out your ground troops. That may sound a little confusing. Bear with me because I'll explain as we go how you can do that. All right, so there's changes to the AP, the attack power. So currently we only use AP to deploy our units. Currently that's what we do. So I'm kind of reading over my own thoughts here. Currently you only use AP to deploy our units, and as our units die and we attack buildings, we get the little lightning bolts and our AP builds back up so we can release more units into battle. Well, yeah, so that's what I just said. So going forward, AP will recharge now. Instead of earning it, it will recharge over a set amount of time. so we can't destroy buildings to get AP. Not the only change. So now, in the future 2.0 update, you'll be using AP to launch units, to use your commands, your leader commands, and one other thing. Let's see. Not only can you deploy units with AP, but now it costs AP to use commands. So it's just those two things. So putting units out on the field and your command attacks will both use AP. I thought there was a third one. So, but this is really cool, and this is my example. If you're tired of waiting for Cobra Commander's Satellite Strike to recharge, as long as you have plenty of AP, you can use that sucker repeatedly over and over and over. And that, we'll see how that works. We'll see how that goes. Another huge change is the world map. The world let me back up, because I tried writing some witty comments here. So, did you have a lot of fun finding those people or alliances you didn't like, and you targeted them over and over and over again? Well, you won't be able to do that anymore, because the world map is going to be removed. And instead, we will load into a random base. When you load into that random base, you're going to see it, you're going to choose your units, and you're going to head into battle. So you won't be looking for those names or that group anymore on the world map, because the world map will be gone. This will make battle prep more difficult and more strategic, because you're going to have to, base by base, you're going to have to probably realign your units. You can't take the exact same group of units. There's a bug here. You can't take the same group of units and just go base after base. That's what I've done for a long time. I've had my team, and I've just go, they generally work with every base I go after. So anyway, this is a lot to take in, and there might be some additional changes as we get down and dirty with War on Cobra 2.0. Once we get this thing coming out July 16, just be about a week before the Snake Eyes movie, then we're going to have some time to play with this, and there might be some residual changes as that update gets deployed out, and we all play it, and we like, oh, this didn't work quite as well, or maybe the Emerald City games are like, that didn't actually work as well as we thought. You can only do so much when you're testing it on your own. But anyway, this new version won't be perfect, but nothing is. I mean, really, truly, nothing is perfect. Flip back there. There are ideas that I would like implemented, and I know there are many ideas that people out there playing the game would like to be implemented or added. We've been waiting for a while for this update, but I give the crew at Emerald City Games big props for this. It's a big undertaking to essentially redesign an active game. This game didn't go down. This game isn't brand new. It's been out for a year and a half now, almost a year and a half, as in global release. And so to essentially recode it, recreate it while we're playing it, and they're still trying to provide us updates or events. The events have been a little lacking. I mean, they have been a little slower, but we know that they've been working on the back end for this update. And so I just want to send out some props to them. I don't care who you are. We can all be complainers. It takes some effort. It takes some work on this stuff. So be sure to subscribe. Oh, I was trying to give you my outro. Yeah, I wrote my whole script. This is something I had to write down. There's so much information, so I am reading my scripts essentially. But I'm really excited for this game, and I hope you are too. I hope you'll give it a try. I mean, I've got no bones in the game. I'm not part of D3 Go. I'm not part of Emerald City Games. I'm just a G.I. Joe fan. I've been a G.I. Joe fan forever. And so I really like this game. I really want it to succeed, and I'm willing to do my small part to spread the word, spread the message, build up a little bit of hype. It's just me. I just want to, because I want it. I want to see it work. And so I'm really excited. I can't wait to get into and play around with this. I will tell you this, based off of the information that we've been given, it's not going to be the same game. And it's not going to be an easier game. It's going to be, I think, more difficult. It's going to rely on a lot more thought planning out a lot of stuff. It's not going to be game as usual. You won't be able to just go and fight. And I think there's a possibility that some of the things they've changed and made just might push out that longevity just a little bit longer of this game. I think there are some good changes here, but we will have to get used to them. Alrighty, so be sure to subscribe to my channel. No, not my channel, my other channel. I guess my other channel, McDowin Gaming, as I will be uploading 2.0 videos, gameplay videos there. So as we enter 2.0, I will be doing more War on Cobra gameplay videos, tips and tricks. I'll be back to that again because there'll be a whole new game to explore. So yeah, thank you for stopping by and watching. I didn't get a ton on this live stream, and that's all right. I wasn't expecting to. This is not the type of video that a lot of people expect from me. So anyway, but if you did watch this, thank you. I appreciate it. And I can't wait, and I hope you can't wait for War on Cobra 2.0. Have a wonderful day. I will talk to you in the next video. Yeah, have a good day.